and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas. Today it is all about the chili pepper, and who doesn't love a hot fiery chili? So here are my top 3 tips of things to avoid when growing chili peppers. So tip number 1, it's that good old favourite, overwatering. Now if you water these constantly, they don't like it, and chilies actually hate sitting in water. It's pretty much the worst thing you can do to a chili plant. It will basically, if you just sit this in water, the roots will rot down and it'll be no good to anyone. So overwatering is definitely a no-no. And in the same vein, underwatering is also a big problem. Not too much of a big problem. If you let this plant dry out, it'll stress the plant, and when the plant becomes stressed, it will just produce less fruit. So always lean to the side of underwatering for your chilies, and if you've got loads of plants like I have, a few less isn't going to hurt. So I water these every couple of days, and it seems to be the sweet spot. Now number 2 on the list, of course, it's full sunshine, and it's a glorious day here. A little bit chilly, but the sun's out, so everyone's happy. Give your chili peppers around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day. So what if your greenhouse is in part shade? Don't worry, they'll just produce less fruit. So all you need to do is grow more plants and you're onto a winner. So the last thing of things to avoid is putting your chili peppers into a pot that's far too small and giving it the wrong potting mix. So we'll go through that now, shall we? This sort of size, it will do fine. It'll be nice on the kitchen windowsill and it will crop, but it won't crop heavy. So if you're only just after a few chilies, then this is the one to go for. You'll get a harvest, but it won't be much to write home about. You can then move it onto a bigger pot and you get a bigger plant, and now you're kind of getting the gist of things. So we can go bigger, whatever you've got, whatever you can have to hand. So if we put one chili in a pot this size, it's going to really crop heavy and it's going to become that good plant, and it's going to be easier to water and manage the things that we get wrong. So with this much dirt, you water it once or twice a week and you're good to go. It's got enough nutrition, which I'll show you in it, so you don't need to bother fertilizing, and everyone's a winner. So it's always better to go big, but if you can't, it's not the end of the world. You'll still get chilies, but not a huge harvest. Now, did you know that your chili peppers don't need that much fertilizer to get them through, as long as you set them up correctly at the beginning of the season or when you're potting on? And that's exactly what we'll do here. And I'll show you my magic sauce on keeping these happy and growing well all summer long. So this is just a normal multi-purpose compost, and what I like to do is add a lovely bit of fish and bone to the mix, and this is all we'll need. And we'll mix that in. And blood, fish and bone, it's a slow release fertilizer. Now, because we're not growing commercial chilies here, this is all the plant will need. So we'll get our chili, and remember, plant deep, and then we'll just go ahead and water that in. Now there is another thing you can do with your chilies, and that's just put some horticultural grit onto the top, and it will keep that moisture in. So if you're struggling with your watering, grit the top, and it just means one less day that you have to water, because that moisture will be held in this bigger tub. And when it comes to heat and moisture, if we do experience a heat wave, Believe it or not, chilies like it hot, but they don't like it roasting. So what you can do is put a bit of shade netting over your chilies, and it's just going to help save that plant. Because in effect, when we go through a heat wave and they get scorched, they begin to drop flowers, and flowers are basically fruit, and we don't want that. So put a bit of shade netting on and you're absolutely good to go. Welcome to the pepper house. And as you can see, I've got quite a few chilies on the go. We are fully loaded here in all shapes and size pots, whatever I can get my hands on. Some of these will be replaced with bigger pots, but we're just going to see how we go and see where the season takes us. You know, on days like this, when the sun is out and the sky is blue, you think there's nothing better and this is as good as it gets. Well, actually, I've got a newsletter, so it gets even better. It's in the description, just sign up, it's free, and we'll see you next time.